Hey everybody, Poker Dad here. I'm going to be doing a hand reading review today. And what I'm going to be doing, because I'm using Poker Tracker here, is I'm going to be hand reading my range and my opponent's range. This is something I want to try and do more and more of. Now, I will warn you right now that this particular hand was played on October October 1st, 2017. So I still was still kind of a noob and still learning the ropes, reading some books. I feel like I'm definitely a much better player now than I was then. So hand reading myself here is actually going to probably be very interesting and see exactly what happened. Plus, I was terrible in America's Card Room, and now I really know why because I really was not playing good fundamental poker. So anyway, I think this should definitely be an interesting activity to say the least. So to do this, of course, what I have open is I have opened two windows of Flopzilla, and also this program that comes with Flopzilla called Hold EQ, which will calculate the equity for both me and the main villain here. So it's a pretty cool tool, similar to like what you would see like on Equilabs, except I like using personally for myself with activities like this. I like using Flopzilla, of course, and I'll be using the hand reading template for range versus range, which I got with the Six Max workbook, which you see me use on another video here. But it was pretty cool. I actually got to talk to Split Suit Sweeney through email regarding that video that I had posted. I'll post a link to the video in the comments in the description. Of the Six Max hand reading video that I did, I got to talk to him, and he saw the video, and I thought that was pretty awesome. And I got to talk to him about doing those videos. I told him I really wouldn't do many of those videos because I don't want to show everybody his book that you got to pay for, and I paid for. So, but anyway, it was pretty cool to get to talk to him through email. Anyway, so this hand, like I said, took place on October 1st, 2017, and it's going to be range versus range. So let's dive right into it. So the hand starts off here. Let's see. I am they were five-handed, and I am in the middle position. And I start off with a pre-flop raise here from the middle position, the late position here in this particular hand, with it being five-handed, and the cutoff and the button fold, and we get a three bet from the small blind. Now, with I don't really have much stats on this particular opponent. Only 29 hands, but of these 29 hands, he's played 41% of the hands. And to this point, in terms of three betting, he's three bet 3 out of 10 times. But this also could be a very standard three bet from the small blind, and the big blind folds. So I actually end up four betting him. So he three bet me and I four bet him. Um, and he calls the four bet. So I think this could end up being a pretty interesting hand. So because we're dealing with a four bet. So let's figure this out. So I'll just put the notes up here that I am in the middle position and four bet the small blind who calls the four bet. So let's figure out what my pre-flop range is. It's going to be pretty small. Um, well, first let me figure out. So let me just go to what my at that particular time. I don't have the ranges on here anymore that I used to use. I used to use during that time, but I think they're closer to these upswing ranges. So this would have been my starting range. Um, Now, but let's figure out what I would be four betting here. Uh, it's going to be limited, probably. Um, it's going to probably be really limited. Back then I never bluffed. I wouldn't have bluffed there. So I could probably tell you right now what my hand's going to be. It's going to be really limited, probably. I think Um, I think hand reading me is gonna be really easy because I'm gonna give myself this really tiny 4-bet range. Um, yeah, I think this is okay. So I'll make this my range. So I have 3.92%, and the number of combos I have is 52 combos. Let's figure out. So let's first get. In fact, I know this is really limited sample size of only 29 hands. Um, you should be able to see this pop up on your screen. You can't see his HUD, but I think you'll be able to see the pop up. Um, so of his, well, no, the 3 bets for real. I don't think I could really get any information from this. So let me just go with what I think the population would do, assuming that he really is like a fish, 4130 recreational player. So let me just first start off with a 41% range. And let me eliminate some hands that would not call a 4, that I don't think he would call a 4-bet. Um, so I think any of these suited hands could call a 4-bet. Any of the suited Broadways. I don't see any of these calling a 4-bet. Trying to think of how a recreational player might play this. I'm going to keep all of his all of his pairs in here. I'll keep ace queen off. And, oh, whoops, keep that. I'm going to tell you what also. Him being a rec player, and I'm going to keep all the suited aces. Him being a rec player, I'm inclined to take out the ace ace, the ace king, the king king, and the ace king off, because you would think that these particular hands here, actually, he would now shove all in. Let's see what the stack sizes looked like. He's still at 845, so we both had about the same stack size. If I just go, how were we before the hand started? I had $10, and he had $10.15. You would just think that in this situation, let's see, his 3-bet was like 2.2x. I raised, I 4-bet him. He just called. So I think I can take these hands out of his range. I think even the king, queen, queen. I'll leave the queen, queen in, but I'm going to take these hands out of his range because I think he would have 3-bet me bigger with these, and I think he would. I think he definitely would have shoved with these particular hands here: the ace, ace, the king, king, the ace, and the ace kings. Generally in this spot, those hands shove. And I just want to think now with my. Um, I mean, sometimes I could even 4-bet shove here too, but um, so the fact that I didn't 4-bet shove, I'm gonna keep ace queen in there actually. So I'm gonna change this up a little bit. I'm gonna keep ace queen in there, and maybe mm, I'll put king queen suited in there too, but I think it might be a stretch. And you know what? Let me put in 10-10 also. Actually, I forgot about 10-10 because again, I think I would have shoved probably two. I'm gonna leave those in there for me, just because I know how I played. But just the normal population read on a recreational player would definitely be shoving ace ace king king ace king ace ace king king and ace king off and on. So you know what? Let me just update this to mine, and that is now 5.58%. and the number of combos is 74. And their pre-flop range, obviously I have it as much bigger. And it's 11% range. And the number of combos is 146. Okay. So let's just take a look at the equity real quick. Bring this up over here. So right now, of course, my range has a much bigger equity than his, 62% to 37% on his side. So let's get to the next portion of the hand. Let's get to the flop. And we get King, Queen, 10. Well, this hand obviously hits my my range really well. His range, okay, but I think it hits my range a little bit better. So let's see what happens here. Let me just first put this board up there. 10 of hearts and Queen of clubs and King of spades. Queen of club, King of spades. Okay. He bets, so he actually donks into me, which is a recreational type player thing to do. Sometimes that usually can signify weakness. I call him. So let's figure this out now. Usually this signifies weakness, plus it was a half pot bet. Half pot bet is normal here. You know, in a 3-bet pot I would do half pot too. So half pot bet I'm not going to really read too much into. And you know, usually he might be weak here. Maybe trying to protect the hand by betting here is very quite possible. I don't think he's betting for value here at this point. And I call him, of course. So let's see what happens here. So first of all, well, I have to record some information here because this wants to know what the flop is. So we'll just write down that the flop again on this was... I could just actually copy and paste it, I think. Yep, that makes my life easy. So my range's equity here is 79 after this flop. It's pretty good. And his equity, I'm just gonna round it, is 21. So this is really great for my range here. So now let's figure out the next portion here. All right, so let's see. A straight. So I just call it here. Could I raise him here? Definitely. So because I don't raise him, I'm going to take ace-jack out. And a set. See, it's funny. I mean, you know, because I may want to slow play him, though, too. But I really feel like I probably should be raising a straight here. And a set. I'm really torn if I want to keep the straight in my range. I'm just trying to think about how I would play then. And I could definitely see myself not raising. I wasn't very aggressive then. I'm gonna keep these hands in there because I just wasn't that aggressive then to be raising in these spots. A set and 2 pair I will call with. Over pair ace I'll call with, and top pair I definitely call with. Middle pair, I could see myself being scared off here if I have ace queen. So I'm gonna take that out of my range. And weak pair, I'd definitely be scared off with a 10. Ace high, there is none, no made hand. Open-ended straight draw jacks. I think I would. I think um, I could see myself calling the jacks because I have a shot at the straight. I don't think I would fold that. And the gut shots here, I don't see myself. I could. It's interesting. Would I call for a gut shot? I think I would. Because I think an open-ended straight draw or a gut shot. I think I'm calling either one, at least on this street. So at least on this street, I'm calling one. Second card back to enough. Back to flush draw. All right. So I actually didn't take anything out of my range by doing this. My range has stayed exactly the same. And I think my range has stayed exactly the same because, I mean, this flop was just so good for me. So nothing has changed here for me. It should still be 74 combos. Sometimes the combos change because obviously we've lost. Actually, the combos should be different. 54 combos because of card removal. Okay. Now let's take a look. So he dunked into us. So we feel. I mean that sometimes it could mean strength. Sometimes it could mean strength. Sometimes it could mean weakness. Let's look at it from a point of strength. Let's not assume he's weak here. Let's assume that he's strong here. And if he's weak, then so be it. But I'd rather assume that he is strong in this spot because I think that's just a safer thing to do. And again, the way I was thinking back then, I think I would think more so towards him having the nuts than him having nothing. But we'll see. So a straight, of course, is going to make that bet. A set will make that bet. Two pair will make that bet. There is no over pair, and top pair will make that bet. Middle pair. So I could keep middle pair in there because, again, I had mentioned how he may want to protect his hand here. So middle pair would definitely be something he'd want to bet. Weak pair, I don't see him betting there, except for the jacks. If Jack recreational player, I could absolutely see him keeping that in there, but I think he gets rid of the rest. Ace high, no, no made hand, open ended straight draw. Um, no, I don't see that. I think an open ended straight draw, he's definitely checking, and a gut shot. I think all that kind of stuff. I think he's checking. So for him, I definitely reduced his range a lot here. Um, we've got 10-10 and 9-9 in there. It's part of the weak pair. 10-10. Does 10-10 9-9 come in besides? Oh, because of the gut shot plus pair. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. All right. So I have this is their flop range, and 41.3%, and number of combos would be 52 combos. So I have 54 combos. He has 52 combos. It's pretty close. What's right now the equity before the turn card? So after I've done a little bit of ranging here, my equity is 59% and his is 40%. So his equity went up, my equity went down. And now let's see what the turn card is. Turn card is a 6 of clubs. So you think that's definitely a brick for both of us. But maybe the betting will tell us a little bit more about this hand. So the 6 of clubs. So what does this do for the equity? I got to put it on the thing here. So 6 of clubs. That would help. So that brings me to 61 and him down to 38. It doesn't change much, of course. So I'm at 61. He's at 38. Let's see what happens. So now he leads again with another half pot bet. Now we can say he's got strength. He's not bluffing anymore. He's got a hand. And I simply call it. So I have a theory on this. I think if I had something really strong here, like a straight, I think I would definitely raise here. I think I would definitely raise a straight. So let's see. Let's see. All right, so, and I'm just going to go with what I feel like I would do based on this bet here. So I think I would raise a straight. So I don't think I have a straight. Now a set, I could definitely see calling. Two pair definitely, over pair definitely, and top pair definitely. Middle pair with the queens. I think middle pair with the queens at this point I would dump. Weak pair definitely dump. Flush draw. I think I to the double barrel without a pair. I definitely think I would dump the flush draw. But the thing is, it would be a nut flush draw. That might be tough for me to drop. So actually, I think I'll keep the flush draw, just because I may end up chasing a nut flush draw. No flush draw and open-ended straight draw. I think at this point I'll get rid of, and no gut shot. So now I've narrowed down my range a little bit, down 57.4%. So and that's 57.4%. Right? I just said that. And the number of combos now is 31. And their turn range. So he let out. So now he's double barreled out of position. So definitely a straight. Definitely a set. And two pair. There is no over pair. I don't think he's doing this with top pair. So I think I could take that out of there. I think it's got to be two pair or better to be doing something like this. So no middle pair, all this other stuff. He's definitely not doing it with a flush draw. And he's definitely not doing it with an open-ended straight draw. So I think we can narrow down his range to these just the ace jack, king queen, the king queen, the king 10, the queen queen, the 10-10, and the queen 10 suited. We can narrow them down to that. So this is 30.8%. And number of combos for him would be 16. All right, on to the river. Now, of course, I could be completely wrong here, especially with my range, because of this. I played just weird then. But I could be right. I think I might be right, just because, at least in the ballpark. All right, so next we get a 9 of diamonds. So let's see, 9 of diamonds completes a straight with a jack. And did we still have? I don't think we had those 9s in his hands anymore, right? No, we didn't have those 9s, so he doesn't have the 3 of a kind 9s. So really, what it's doing is it's completing a straight with a jack. And let's see. I could potentially have ace jack because of the flush draw. So, but that would have been a straight also. So actually, the ace jack actually would have been a straight also. I said I wouldn't. I could actually have taken that card out actually, because ace jack actually shouldn't have been in my range. But I said I was keeping it as flush draw, so all right. I guess it doesn't really count. But that's the only jack I have in my range. And he's got the ace jack, which he already had a straight, and that's it. So based on the ranges I have here, nobody, like, if they, neither me or him, if they didn't have a straight, got a straight now. So the 9 didn't do anything. Really, the 9 does not do anything for either one of our ranges here. So it was a 9 of diamonds, I think. 9 of diamonds, yeah. All right. So river cards and 9 of diamonds and the equity. Wow. This really hurt me, huh? Look at that. My equity went to 19.32, and my opponent's equity went to 80.67. Uh, so I'm at 20% equity, and or 19, and he's at 80. Wow. Yeah, this 9 actually is terrible for me, I guess. But it didn't improve my hand, and the problem is that now, he has potentially a straight. So let's see what happens. He bets now. Look at his bet. We got $12.68 in the pot, and he's betting $1. So either no, $1 means he definitely does not have a straight. He definitely doesn't have a straight. Before I even get to my bet, I want to just look at his range. Okay, what's he betting $1 with? Because this is important because his range. This is important because oh, that is his range. Okay, this is important because I need, since I am on the receiving side of this bet, I need to now say to myself, what does his range look like here with this bet? Well, his range definitely doesn't have a straight now in it. It has a set and it has two pairs possible, um, but that's it. So this is, I think this is his range now. I've taken the ace jack definitely out of his range. He's not betting $1 with ace jack. These would be his potential hands here. At least I believe this would be. I could be completely wrong, but that's the fun of doing these exercises. We'll find out if we're wrong or we're right in a little bit. So that's 75%, and the number of combos is 12 combos. So now let's see what I did. I might have put that into a little bit too early there. I called it. So I wonder if I'm completely off on these ranges. Well, no, we're betting, so it's obviously. Um, but I mean, that really limits what I could have, because if I had something really great, but we knew already, we already had a feeling I didn't have the straight, so maybe it doesn't really change me at all here. Um, except we now know I don't have ace jack suited, because again I would raise it here. Um, and I think it could be safe to say I don't have king king, but I could be afraid he has a straight if I'm not hand reading him correctly, which obviously I must not be if I have king king, because he just now told me he does not have a straight of any kind. Um, so I think we just go with these hands here, and that's it. So this is my range, and we'll see if we got this right. I like doing the range versus range. It's pretty interesting. It'll be more interesting when I'm hand reading current hands and not these old hands, when really God knows what the hell is really going on. So we have 12 combos, and is this me or him? I'm sorry, I might be looking at the wrong one. Yeah. Um, 29 combos and 94%, 93.5 and 24 combos. All right, now the big reveal. Let's see what we got. Well, we know I won. So I have ace ace, and my opponent had ace 10, which I don't think I had in his range. I did have it originally in his range, although not ace 10 offsuit. Let's see, ace 10 offsuit originally. No, I didn't have him calling a 4-bet with ace 10 offsuit. I did have ace 10 suited, but not ace 10 offsuit. And ace ace, ace ace, I do have in my final range. So I ranged myself correctly. I did not range him correctly, because I eventually took out ace 10 because I didn't see him. I took it out actually I think on the flop, I took out ace 10. I kept on the flop. I took it out on the turn because I said he might bet weak pair. Um, but then I took it out on the turn because I didn't think that he would possibly be double barreling. Um, I didn't think he'd be double barreling a any kind of a straight draw or a weak 10 in that spot. Um, but obviously I knew enough to make the call here. Um, with the dollar bet, I wonder if he would have bet bigger, if that would have pushed me off of the pot because there being a straight draw. I don't know. But the bottom line is here, I did have the aces, and we did call that. And, I'd say we came pretty darn close to getting him. So even though it was ace 10 offsuit, ace 10 suit, at least we knew he had some kind of ace 10 in his original range. Just obviously we took it out because, the way he played the hand. And he did play the hand definitely like a recreational player. He played the hand like a recreational player because let's just take a look. Let's think about the fact that he has ace 10, right? In fact, it's the best way to do it. Look at this. So he 3-bets ace 10 from the small blind to an early position open. That's not a good. I don't think that's a good 3-bet. I think this is an easy hand to fold right here. But if you're going to do anything with it, you're going to 3-bet it. You're never going to flat it. But when I 4-bet, I mean, you got to get the hell out of the way with this hand. There's no way that you can call a 4-bet with ace 10 offsuit. So that was a big mistake by him. And it worked out well. Then, he had his 10 here, and he just, half pot bet. Again, what did I say? I said he's going to try and protect his hand here because his hand was definitely vulnerable. So if I had said went with what I said, then, I'd say, okay, maybe he could still have a 10. And I did at that point. I did keep a 10 in his range. You question if I should have maybe raised him here. Might have been a good play, but maybe he would have folded then. But I don't know. He 4-bet ace 10 offsuit, so who really knows this guy? And then the 6 comes out, and, I don't know why he bet here. It's a terrible bet. I don't know I'm not sure what he's thinking here, unless he's bluffing, and I don't think he's bluffing. He's a recreational player. So. And I'm not really sure what he was trying to accomplish with the dollar bet. When I called 2 times already, I could easily have a king or a queen in my hand. I did 4-bet, so I could easily have three kings or 3 queens, 2 pair. Heck, 1 king, ace king. I don't know what his dollar bet was trying to accomplish, except for just giving me an extra dollar. And there you go. Interesting hand. So there you go. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you like me so, please comment. If you watch it and you disagree with anything I said or have any more views on how this hand was played, feel free to leave a comment as well. I really appreciate it. I try to respond to the comments right away. Anyway, till next time, Poker Dad.